I'm Comfort Amadu. You're watching the news at 10 live on NTA News 24. Here's what making headlines today. President Tinubu urges governors and lawmakers to fast-track grassroots development across the country.
Drive the development down there to the local government authorities. Nobody wants to take the control away from you.
Vice President Kashim Shettima assures Nigerians of economic prosperity in 2025. Federal government plans massive value reorientation programs to promote national identity. It's 10 a.m. and you're watching the news at 10. President Bola Tinubu has nudged state governors to exercise and encourage and rather energize local government administrations in their respective states to fast-track a holistic grassroots development across the country. The president was speaking during while addressing governors who paid him festive homage at his Lagos residence. State House correspondent Musbat Anwahab reports that the president also received leaders of the National Assembly.
Presidents of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, and Speaker Tajuddin Abbas led principal officers of both chambers of the National Assembly on this visit. Past leaders of the National Legislature were also in the team. It was a traditional homage, but the conversations were heart-to-heart as the executive and legislative leaders appraised their cooperations at driving the Project Nigeria. President Bola Tinubu acknowledged the support of the lawmakers and counts on them for more, as he assures that he remains determined and committed to the transformative agenda to secure a greater future for the country.
I'm committed again to do much better, work harder, embrace intellectual inclusiveness to serve our nation, and be more courageous in everything we do. And we are resolute. And we will be there. We will take Nigeria to that promised land with you. This journey of reforming Nigeria, in all aspects, you are not alone. The National Assembly is with you. We will stand by you to ensure that we don't do the same thing over and over and expect a different result.
We believe 2025 will be the ultimate year where every Nigerian will be proud of this administration, because food security, prosperity will increase significantly in Nigeria.
And then it was the turn of the sub-national leaders, and time too for some frank talks on the need for improved collaborations for national development. On the current indices of development looking up, President Tinubu reassures that his administration will continue to drive the needed change for greater prosperity. He enjoined the sub-nationals to intensify efforts in the quest for food security.
And the agricultural value chain will depend on all of you. You own the land. Whatever I'm doing in agriculture is just a mere help to stimulate food production. The job is in your hands.
The president also cleared the air on some wrong perceptions about the local government autonomy.
Just drive the development down there to the local government authorities. Nobody wants to take the control away from you. But collaboration
Let's do it together and make sure Nigeria is better off from it. There should be no state that we go to and not able to be proud of development. There shouldn't be.
In terms of agriculture, the policy is working. We'll continue to deepen that and make sure we're not just 100% sustained in food security, but we feed the whole of West Africa. That's the target. And the security front, I say congratulations. Things are changing. It shows that the government is on the attack. Security is improving. Well done, sir. We'll continue to encourage you. And all the states also will continue to contribute to our local security architecture to make sure things fare better.
The governors, through their chairman, also commended the proclamation of the president as the Man of the Year by National Daily. In Lagos, Musbah and Wahab, NTA News.
Vice President Kashim Shettima is also assuring Nigerians that the country's economy is now primed for a drastic turnaround in the new year. The number 2 citizen who was with his principal in Lagos for the New Year celebrations also joined the president to receive visitors. Speaking to the State House correspondent afterwards, Vice President Shettima says the Renewed Hope administration has taken tough decision in the interest of Nigerians and that citizens will now begin to witness the positive results on their socio-economic lives.
I believe we have turned the corner and inshallah we shall have a very robust economic activities in the new year. I believe Nigerians will prosper. The economy has started picking up and in the coming weeks and months Nigerians will start smiling for the better. We are working assiduously with the National Assembly to come up with robust solutions to our national challenges. There is no nation that is immune to the economic headwinds across the world. The crisis in Ukraine and so many other global trends are affecting us adversely because we are part of the global community. But I want to assure Nigerians that the economy is turning the corner. By the grace of God, we have crossed the Rubicon and we are on a path to sustain growth.
Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has announced plans to undertake massive values reorientation programs in the country that will promote shared values and beliefs under the National Identity Project. In his New Year message to Nigerians, President Tinubu also said he would be launching the National Values Charter, already approved by the Federal Executive Council, as part of the efforts to achieve the goals and objectives of making citizens better and uncompromising in their devotion and allegiance to the nation. The National Identity Project is a set of policies that prescribe the values, characters and national symbols of the country in more meaningful ways that can connect citizens and leaders to shared aspirations and goals. And the National Identity Project proposed by the National Orientation Agency has 7 institutionalization policies that seek to outline, entrench and also promote patriotism. And the charter will promote mutual between the government and citizens, and as well as foster trust and cooperation amongst the diverse population and citizens. Believing that citizen support for government is crucial in national development, President Tinubu said implementation of government reforms will produce desired outcomes only through shared common values and identities and unconditional love for our country. The president also announced plans to convene a national youth conference within the next 3 months, saying the relevant government agencies have been instructed to work out the details as soon as possible. Now, bird strike are of significant concern in Nigeria's aviation sector. That's because they're causing serious threats to the industry, resulting to deaths and loss of property worth billions of naira. In this report, correspondent Aliu Kabir examined this challenge and some of the possible solution for a way forward.
Bird strikes, also known as bird hit or bird collision, occur when birds collide with aircraft, causing damage or disrupting flight operations. According to the Federal Aviation Authority of the U.S., about 236 strikes occurred at 92 airports in 55 countries in 2023, involving both civilian and military aircrafts, which killed more than 491 and destroyed more than 350 planes from 1988 to 2023. Some of the causes of bird strikes may include airport location near natural habitats such as wetland, forest or grassland, and weather events like storms or heat wave. Consequently, the dangers can cause significant damage to aircraft engine, leading to engine failure. It can also cause windshield damage, obstructing pilots' visibility, thereby causing pilots to lose control and eventually result to fatal accidents, especially if the aircraft is severely damaged or crashed. However, it is worthy to note that bird strikes can be a significant threat to aviation safety. According to experts, even small birds can cause substantial damage to aircraft engine, windshield, and airframes. Bird strikes may occur during any phase of flight, but are mostly during the takeoff and the landing, particularly during the final approach phase, as aircraft are descending and slowing down. With all kinds of birds involved, vultures and geese have been ranked the second and the third most hazardous kind of birds, particularly in the U.S. Back home in Nigeria, Airspace Management Agency NAMA says no fewer than 93 bird strikes incidents have occurred across Nigerian airports in 2022 alone, with 54 of such incidents happened at the Murtala Muhammad International Airport, Lagos. Just of recent, an Air Peace flight on the Abuja-Lagos route was forced to return to the aerodrome after it experienced a bird strike on November 14, 2024, with no fatality recorded. However, stakeholders believed that mitigation is key to curtail the future occurrences, which they say requires a multifaceted approach that involves various stakeholders, including airport authorities, airlines, pilots, and wildlife management experts. Nigerian Airspace Management Agency NAMA recently collaborates with other aviation stakeholders, including Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority (NCAA), to implement effective bird strikes prevention measures, including conducting regular bird hazard assessments. Part of the mitigation also, the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria (FAN) has implemented measures to prevent bird strikes, including the use of bird scaring devices and regular cleaning of airport surroundings. In Abuja, Aliu Kabir, NTA News.
And now let's talk health with federal government's proactive immunization policy, vaccines making monumental strides and eradicating some diseases and drastically reducing the toll of 6 deadly killers. Public health officers in Bayelsa State revealed that these vaccines have significantly improved the health standards of children, and that, of course, include adults. Ifeoma Aihoje delves into the benefits of these immunization and Bayelsa State's remarkable vaccine uptake.
Thousands of years down the line, several innovations have made vaccines more acceptable and effective. Hence, the national immunization policy in Nigeria, which aims to end vaccine-preventable diseases in children and adults, focusing on routine immunization.
Immunization is very important because it helps both the mother and the baby.
Our period is from 0 to 5 years. But some mothers, at the time, they will stop. Those one will have something we call tracking. Those one will go to meet them during our outreach.
Today, both public health officers and beneficiaries of the national immunization policies agree that vaccines have been instrumental in controlling outbreaks and preventing disease transmission.
I've been taking this immunization for my children. This is actually the 5th one. I've never watched anyone to the hospital.
Just as it is required,
I'll bring them until they are 5 because I've seen the benefits.
And I urge all women there to also immunize their children because it is the right thing to do.
Health researchers show that by getting immunized, individuals not only protect themselves but also their communities, especially vulnerable populations like children, pregnant women, and the elderly.
If you are not consistent, it's as worse as you've not started. Because the vaccine must be complete. Some have 3 doses. That 3 doses must be completed to make the full protection.
Armed with these advancements, immunization officers in Bayelsa State mobilize weekly drives to improve vaccine access, acceptance, and uptake.
The vaccine must be complete. Some have 3 doses. That 3 doses must be completed to make the full protection.
While vaccine uptake statistics and success stories in Bayelsa State have been adjudged impressive, public health stakeholders urge everyone to continue to prioritize immunization for themselves and their loved ones to ensure improved herd immunity. In Yanagwa, Ifoma Ihoji, NTA News.
Nigerian-born British boxer Anthony Joshua visits President Tinubu, targets a win over Tyson Fury in 2025. Details of that and other reports after the break. Stay tuned. Good to know that you are still there now. And Nigerian-born British boxer Anthony Joshua says he's targeting wins over Tyson Fury in 2025 and a 3 World Heavyweight Championship. The renowned boxing champion AJ began his new year with a high-profile visit to President Bola Tinubu in Lagos, where he presented the Nigerian leader with an autographed boxing glove. Speaking after the visit with presidential correspondent, Anthony Joshua expressed joy for the warm welcome and reflects on last fights and maintained his resolve to bounce back in the new year.
We're here in December, so it's a big celebration for the Christmas and New Year period. But in general, the energy in Nigeria is good, and I got to meet His Excellency. They do an amazing job at hosting me and my family today. I get to see how the country's organized and run, and they have big plans for the future. Hunger makes me more hungry, makes me want to work harder, because time is of the essence. Time is limited, so I just want to put in more work. 2024, when I look back, I believe I could have done more, and now I have another chance in 2025 to do more. I'm going to make sure that I take every opportunity that comes my way.
Okay. The chance for you to be a 3-time world champion is still not over. What shots are you giving at this? We saw what happened between you and Daniel, and would you think you should have done some things differently?
Of course, I should have won, but I didn't, and I'm going to go again. Ups and downs, they happen. Some people is always up. My life is up and down, so I've got to get used to the turbulent times and keep riding the wave. I can't stop now. I have to keep going until I reach my destination.
What are you targeting this year?
3-time world champion. And Tyson Fury.
So when is that happening?
We're not sure, but that's my target. 2025, I'm targeting Tyson Fury.
It's indeed right to set your target on time and right as well. Residents of Dafa Village in Buhari Area Council, Abuja, enjoyed a Chinese film titled Detective Chinatown on a big screen, which is an initiative of Star Times. And this is part of Star Times' efforts to support the community and to strengthen the bond between China and Nigeria. Suleiman Abdul Wahab was there for the NTA.
In Dafa Village, Abdullahi Nafisat watched Detective Chinatown on a new satellite TV, part of access to satellite TV for 10,000 African villages project launched by Chinese President Xi Jinping in 2015. The project aims to provide rural African communities with satellite TV and educational programs, offering new learning opportunities.
About the Startime movies, as well, which we learn more to get better person tomorrow and to learn how to do the good things. So I like to watch it every day.
So it's our great honor to be here and a pleasure to be here to screen a Chinese movie for the people to understand the Chinese culture, to promote the relationship between China and Nigeria, and also enhance the culture exchange between China and Nigeria. Because we all know China and Nigeria, we are good partner, good friend, and good brother.
Joshua Wang from Star Times explained that the initiative aims to bring essential resources like health and education to communities in need. While the village appreciated the progress, the village head also pointed out the needs to improve access to clean water and electricity.
By mere seeing that, we know that actually you people has brought a new things to the community, because it has been long when we have ever seen this kind of things for more than 45 years. We need light because we are not getting light frequently.
Nafisat and her community hope for a future with reliable resources for growth, believing that the growing China-African partnership will improve access to satellite TV and addressing key infrastructure needs. In Abuja, Suleiman Tabu Abdulwahab, NTA News.
All right. Bauchi State government says it is ready to fully implement the Supreme Court judgment that granted autonomy to the local government as third tier of government. This was the resolution of a stakeholders consultative meeting led by Governor Bala Mohammed at the government house in Bauchi. All right, now let's take you to Nasarawa State, where the Vice President Kashim Shettima is set to pay a working visit to, and the Vice President is expected to inaugurate some key projects during his visit. Now, joining me live from the state is the Director General, Strategic Communication and Events Management to Nasarawa State Government, Yakubu Lamai, to talk to us about these projects. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
We understand that the Vice President is coming to your town. Now, what are these projects? Where are they situated? And what's the benefit of these key projects that he's coming to inaugurate for the people of Nasarawa State?
Well, first, we'd like to thank you so very much for giving us this unique opportunity. We're totally excited. The whole of Nasarawa State is agog with excitement as we await the arrival of His Excellency the Vice President, most distinguished Senator Kashim Shettima GCO, and who would be arriving here tomorrow. He has a multiplicity of activities to undertake during his working visit tomorrow. It begins very early in the morning. He will distribute palliative items to flood victims right here in Government House. We have a parade ground that's actually been set up for that. And beyond that, there have been tractors that His Excellency Engineer Abdullahi A. Sule has earmarked to be distributed to boost agriculture around the state. So the Vice President is expected to distribute these tractors to local government chairmen. Now, after handing over these tractors, we specifically, you may recall that Nasarawa State has, embarked on this 10,000 hectares of rice farming in Jangwa here in Nasarawa. It's been hugely successful to support the federal government's effort in food security in the country. So the rice seedlings here in Jangwa, the governor wants to make sure that at least every local government does the same. We replicate the same rice farms across the entire 13 local government areas of the state, using like 500 hectares of land in each state, so that we know we're properly and fully secured, where agriculture and food is concerned. And then the Vice President would also be a part of the graduation of 1,000 technicians from the world-class Wing Commander Abdullahi Ibrahim Technical and Vocational Institute. Now, the Technology Institute is harnessing skills, vocational skills, and we're calling it world-class because some of the skill set you would derive there go beyond just mere tailoring and perhaps costuming or the usual things that you see, carpentry, no, but into aeronautical, skill sets that can be used and other international skill sets. And that's what His Excellency Engineer Abdullah Isle has brought to bear. So the first set of 1,000 technicians would actually be released into the market. And we want that during this historic visit of the Vice President, he undertakes that. And then, of course, he would pay homage to His Royal Highness, the Emir of Lafia, Justice Sidi Baghdadi Mohammed. So I think, then there is the groundbreaking of the building, the construction of the headquarters of NACIDA. Now, NACIDA is the Nasarawa State Investment and Development Agency. That is our omnibus. We handhold investors, and that is what has propelled Nasarawa State in the last 5 years to join like the top 3 most competitive states in this country. We're using our omnibus, that is NACIDA. So we're going to build a world-class, ultra-modern headquarters for NACIDA, the Nasarawa State Investment Development Agency, and the Vice President will be there to lay the foundation stone. So the groundbreaking would also take place tomorrow.
For this great input, and we're looking forward to have more of this conversation with you. That's right after his visit to the state, and what a great way to start your 2025 in Nasarawa. That's the news at this time. Many thanks for watching. I am Comfort Amodu.